The amount of people that is Googling right now the term recession is skyrocketing. And guys, this is very interesting because I'm going to show you in today's video what has happened in the past when many people were actually looking up on Google the term recession. It's very interesting. Let's jump straight into it. So guys, what we are seeing in front of us is the chart on basically globally how many people are looking up a recession, and this is giving you a very good insight in how the emotional state of the market works and what it actually has for effect on the price. So when we have a look at previous times when we have seen for example, people Googling about recession, and this is a period where Bitcoin was already in existence, and this was of course a period where we have not yet seen Bitcoin. So I'm going to look at both periods, but let's start off with the Bitcoin period because I know you guys, you are more interested in that. So let's do that. So the first time, like where we really saw a spike when Bitcoin was when Bitcoin was in existence was, and it's always very difficult to get this exactly, but it is like October, September. Okay, let's say September 2019. Okay, let's go to September 2019. Where is that? We have it roughly right here. People are Googling about the recession. Okay, this August 2019, this was a first spike. So afterwards we did cut. Actually, it took quite a while, but actually we got a recession afterwards. This is pretty unique if we look at the rest of the data, to be honest, guys. But generally we had, what is it called? From August 2019 until July 2020, of August 2020, it roughly took 1 year to completely wiggle this whole volatility out until we stabilized and went into this bull market. Okay, we got 1 point for the retail over there, guys, definitely. But let's have a look at the other parts. So here we have February 2020. This was in March 2020. That was this peak. So let's have a look at March 2020. This was when we have seen, and it makes a lot of sense, of course, when we have seen this March 2020 crash, the people who were looking up a recession were skyrocketing. But as you can see, what actually happened afterwards, the price went into a complete bull market. The price only went up from that point mostly. Let's have a look at the other time. This one was in I would say this is July. What is it? June/July 2022. Also again a big spike for people looking up recession. Let's go to that part in the chart. Actually, that is July 2022. So we had a mess that was actually here. So that was actually around this period of time, guys. It's very interesting because we've already seen this big of a correction. Here people start to Google about recession, and although, guys, I gotta be fair, we did drop a little bit lower and it took some time to recover. We were pretty close to a low, right? So generally speaking, if you zoom out from the markets, it was actually a bullish sign to buy whenever people were Googling recession. It was a bullish sign right here, and it was kind of, depending on your time span, of course, it was a bullish sign right here as well. So right now we are seeing an increase as well, March 2025, and I actually think like this can actually be a good sign that many people are looking for recession. Maybe we're not yet at that top, we're not yet at that place where everyone is Googling like we have seen in 2022 and 2020. But we are definitely seeing the path being created. And if we have a look at other times, right? So we have right here, this was around 2009, December 2008, and 2009. We also have a lot of people Googling about recession. For that, we have to go to the S&P 500 because Bitcoin was not existing back then. And then we go to the end of 2008 and beginning of 2009. Guys, this is pretty crazy, but people were skyrocketing Googling recessions exactly at the bottom right here, the bottom of the bottom. Then if we even go back and let me see, this was in January 2008, right? January 2008, we also have seen a spike. And what was January 2008? So that was right here. So here we can already see that people will start to Googling about recession. We had the first spike after this. So I got to be honest, this looks a little bit ugly, because this could be the first drop that we are seeing right now, with the first spike of people looking into recessions, then get somewhat of a bounce, and then get this waterfall, and then everyone is Googling recession right here. That is definitely possible. I don't think personally that that's the case. Also, when you look at the frequency of people Googling about recession, then I'm looking at the macro chart, but if you're looking in the shorter term time frame, we can see that we are already at pretty high levels. We are already pretty high. And if we have a look at previous times that we were in these spikes recently, then we have one in February 2024. So let me look, how did that look? February 2024. I mean, this was a pretty nice pump that we have seen with Bitcoin afterwards. And August 2024 too, let's have a look. August 2024, it was also followed by a pump, right? So recently, these increases in searches of the search term recession have been followed by a pump in the Bitcoin price. And right now we are seeing an even more increased amount of searches for recession. So personally, guys, I believe that this is another signal that we can put into the basket of bullish signs out there. But it tells us a lot as well on what's happening in the markets, because it tells us that many people are afraid, many people are worried about the recession. That's why they're Googling about it. They want to know about it. They maybe want to know the exact way when is there a recession, or they want to see predictions from other people. But this is basically a reflection, an emotional reflection, showing that there is a feeling of uncertainty in the markets, and often the feeling of uncertainty is being followed, not always like we have seen in the examples, but generally speaking, it is followed by bullish price action in the markets. And definitely when we are at really high levels, looking at the search term recession, because that almost every time marked a very macro bottom, a low. Sometimes we drop a little bit lower, like we have seen with Bitcoin, that we had that FTX crash. Everyone is Googling about a recession. Then we have a little bit drop lower, but then we recovered. So if you have time on your side, if you are flexible, which is very important, and you can hold your breath long enough, then eventually you'll be the one that is having a big advantage out of these data points, right? So I believe right now it's the same thing. There's a lot of uncertainty in the markets. There's a lot of talk about recession. I think this eventually will be followed by bullish price action, but it's something we have to put in the baskets of indicators, and we should not rely only on this indicator, because that can be dangerous as well. Because as you can see, there's not 100% accuracy with this indicator, but it's definitely a good reflection on what's happening in the markets. Guys, that was it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. If so, drop a thumbs up, subscribe if you are new. Wish you all a beautiful day, and hope to see every single one of you in the next video. Bye bye.